Is it possible to work for a company you're passionate about? To use your skills and experience to excel in a role? To thrive in a position that supports a better work-life balance? You better bet your bottom dollar it is, especially in today's job market. And it all starts with a winning resume. In this video, I'm walking you through the biggest resume mistakes you're making that are costing you the job. Now, here's the thing. If you don't know where to start with your resume, stick around until the end to learn where you can grab a free resume template and example to help you get moving in the right direction. This resource is so dang good. It has helped thousands of job seekers all across the globe find work they love. So don't skip out. Hey, I'm Heather, a career strategy expert helping you land your next big career opportunity so you can grow in a field you love. Now, if you have not yet done so, click the subscribe button down below and remember to tap the bell notification so you're notified when I host a live training or publish a new video every week here on my channel. Now remember, every resume is unique depending on your skill set and experience and depending on the position you're applying for. But as someone that reviews hundreds of resumes every single week, I've seen some big resume mistakes, including not paying attention to the top half of your resume, not customizing your resume, and not including results-driven achievement statements. Not to worry though, we're addressing these mistakes plus much more in this video. So let's jump into it. One of the biggest things that I see is not properly using the top half of your resume. Now, I'm going to show you through the examples in just a second what that means, but there's three parts that you want to make sure that you're totally aware of, okay? Your contact information, which I'll show you, your headline, and your summary. These three are mandatory. There are two other sections that I like to look at as optional, but I still like to see them, and I'll tell you when I like to see those, is a professional highlights and a competency section. So there's really 5 parts to that top half, but let's first of all look at the top part, okay? So your contact information. The biggest thing I want you to pay attention to with this contact information is the LinkedIn profile. Everyone's contact information, no matter where you live on planet Earth, you need to have a LinkedIn URL in there. Now, there's a couple caveats when it comes to LinkedIn. You have to have an optimized profile. If I'm a hiring manager and I want to go to your LinkedIn profile and I want to learn a little bit more about you, if that profile falls flat, most likely I'm not going to even call you in for an interview, even if your resume did look amazing. So you need to optimize that profile. There's 7 parts to the profile that I want you to have optimized. The other thing I want you to keep in mind is I want you to customize your LinkedIn URL. Like, for example, this is Sally Smith, but so many times I get a profile that's like Sally Smith -12398, a string of letters and numbers, right? You need to change that so it's either your name or some version of your name, but not those string of numbers. The next part is your headline. So your headline is going to be the title of the position you want, and then it's also going to be 3 key skills that directly relate to the position. That always needs to be there. I get a lot of resumes where I'm like, what do they even do? Like, what position are they even looking for? What do they want? And I have no clue unless I read through their entire resume. Now, if you put this up there for a hiring official, you're telling them right away the position that you want and what you excel at. That is taking so much time and energy and thought process off of their shoulders. You just made their job that much easier and they're going to like you that much more. Now, the next part to this top half is going to be your summary. So this is where you are going to tell us who you are. You're going to talk a little bit more about your expertise. You can even list like a massive accomplishment here. In 2 to 3 sentences or 4 sentences, you're basically explaining how you're going to help that company solve some of those major problems. Here are the sections that are optional, but let me explain how I want you to use these. So you have your highlights and your competencies. So on the highlights section, I love this section for mid to senior level professionals, career transitioners, career switchers, even for people that have career gaps. And this falls right under that summary paragraph. The reason why is because you're now able to say to that hiring manager, hey, you don't have to go look at my resume for like the details. I'm going to give you like 3 to 5 right here that you can look at, and you can basically know looking at this within the first couple of seconds if you want to bring me in for an interview. Of course, the goal is that we want them to bring you in for an interview, but keep in mind that this section works perfectly for that. Now, the other thing that I want you to think about is a core competency section. This is going to fall right under that highlight section. section. I like this section to sort of combat the applicant tracking system, meaning they're going to be searching for certain keywords. And I'm not just saying ATS as in a computer bot. I'm saying human readers. They're going to be searching for certain keywords. And if you can list those right up front in a competency section, that again is another opportunity for you to catch their attention right away. And they don't have to go through all your resume to see what's going on. They can quickly see it here. Now, this section, I'm torn between having my mid to senior level professionals include this because you have so much work experience that you can include that you don't necessarily need the core competencies. I would say take that with a grain of salt. Every resume is going to be different. You have to evaluate your own situation and you have to evaluate the job you're applying for because every resume is different. But that's just kind of like a few tidbits on the competency section. Let's move into mistake number 2. And this is not customizing the headline and summary. So this kind of goes hand in hand with what I explained earlier. Your headline and summary are what's catching the attention. So I'm going to show you just a couple things that you need to make sure you customize. So here's an example of a job posting. I see the title and I've highlighted some keywords that are popping up in the job description. You're going to do the same thing. Now, if the company doesn't have a job description and if you're applying for positions that might not be listed, you're going to pull keywords from the company website, their social posts. You're going to pull keywords and things from other job postings that they might have just to get an idea of what is it that they really want in their ideal candidate. Here's an example of the job posting. What I'm going to do from here is I'm going to now say, okay, I'm going to take that title. So notice what I've done here is I'm now putting the title as IT project manager. So I've done that. The other thing I've done is I've replaced those 3 key skills with stuff from the job postings. I noticed that they put risk management in there. They put project initiation in there. They put digital informatics in there. Now, I probably would never even have those words in there, right? But I know that I need to put those in there because that's in the posting. So I got my first 2 lines taken care of. The third line, I'm now going to take some of those other skills that they're listing. They have innovative listed, they have collaborative listed, and they have resilient listed. So what I did is I said innovative, collaborative, and resilient IT project manager. That's all you need to change. If at the bare minimum, just change those 3 things based on the job posting and send your resume out. Now, hopefully everything else looks good. The summary and the highlights and the competencies and the work experience looks amazing. So then all you have to do is change those 3 things and then send the resume out. Let's move into mistake number 3. And again, that is not including quantifiable results. So here's a simple statement for you guys to put into practice if you haven't already done this. Action verb plus task plus result. Okay, that is what equals a kick butt achievement statement. Okay, action verb plus task plus result. So I'm going to show you this in action really quick. So here's an example, and this is a bad example. Even though it doesn't sound bad, like it actually sounds okay. Hired and managed a team to successfully implement a new database solution. That's not bad, but what I would encourage you to do is you got to dig even deeper. What you need to do is give us numbers, give us data, give us something else that we can base this statement off of, that we can say, oh, because you did this task, this is what happened. Okay. So you kind of do it. You say to successfully implement a new database solution. But let's look at what happens when we add some quantifiable results to this. We're saying we hired and managed a team of 8 product developers. Okay. So rather than just hired and managed a team, we're thinking about a little bit more about that team, who was on it, how many people, so on and so forth, to successfully implement a new database solution ahead of schedule. So again, that's another form of quantifying our achievement statement. So rather than just implement a new database solution, we're saying it was ahead of schedule. So notice how you can take a simple achievement statement and get those quantifiable results in there. What I want to talk about next is mistake number 4, and that is not matching your skills to today's job market. So keep in mind that a lot has changed over the past 2 years. But what you need to be able to show is that your skills are up to date with today's job market. Think about in your industry, what skills are needed to implement any sort of transition, like work from home orders. You are very good at data analytics. You're very good at working remotely. You're productive working on your own. Like you have to make sure your resume reflects that. And I like to do like a technical skills section at the very bottom of my resume that shows that you have those skills, that you're not just kind of like lost in thin air, like figuring things out. You know what you need to do if you're working remotely, or what you need to do to transition into today's market. So again, keep that in mind, and we'll jump into mistake number 5. And this is probably, you guys, one of the most important steps: not applying with intent. So what this means is that you are mass mailing your resume to every open position. You're randomly scouring the job boards, trying to get that resume into any job that comes up. This is one of the biggest mistakes you'll make in your job search, because individuals or professionals that do that see very little result or very little success from their efforts. So what I mean by you applying with intent is you need to selectively choose companies and positions that you are interested in working with, and you need to be able to explain to them, either in your cover letter, in your LinkedIn profile, in your resume, in your interview, why you are interested in that position or that company. So we're not just going to randomly go apply for any position. We are applying for positions that really meet our long-term career goals, companies that we really want to work for. And then here is the cherry on the top of that, is that you can't forget about your network and trying to get a referral. We have seen companies time and time again who will hire someone through a referral over someone that might be more qualified. That's how big referrals are. So if you're getting discouraged and you're like, oh, I'm just not getting the job, but I'm like the perfect fit, I know that no one else could do this job better. If you don't have a referral on the inside and you got rejected from that position, that could be one of the biggest reasons. Now let me know in the comments down below what your biggest takeaway was from this training. Let's continue the conversation. And don't forget to grab your free resume template and example to help you streamline your own resume for success. I'll place a special link for you down below. And to help you conquer your cover letter, click or tap this video right here for the best cover letter format and example. If you like this video, be sure to hit the thumbs up button down below. Be sure to subscribe to this channel for more videos just like this, and I'll see you in the next video.